very warm welcome. Let's talk Lewis Hamilton, a frustrating Grand Prix for the seven-time world champion. Very angry on the radio. Being a Lewis Hamilton fan, we always get this once a year where he is very angry, and Monaco was the weekend. Very critical of Mercedes. Now, I'm going to give an honest reaction as a Hamilton fan. Yeah, and I can only do that. Just done driver ratings. Make sure to check that out. For people who I say, oh, you only favoritise Lewis, well, have a look at the driver ratings. He was abysmal, but he's come out and criticised the team heavily. I think he's got to take some blame himself. P7 in quali, P7 in the race. I mean, it was a bad weekend for Mercedes. But just think, if Valtteri Bottas' wheel nut doesn't get stuck, Bottas finishes second. So everyone's saying Mercedes had a really bad weekend, but they still would have got second and the fastest lap. So, yeah, it was unfortunate what happened with Bottas. Really feel for him because he absolutely battered Hamilton all weekend. And we don't say that very often. But it is what it is. I mean, you can kind of understand it, but gotta get on with it and just. I mean, Max and Red Bull are going to have a bad weekend at some point. Hamilton has had his bad weekend this weekend. Yeah, but on the radio moaning and yeah, then comes out and criticised the team, which is. And I've got this here. We win and we lose. We win and lose together. Wait, that should be we win and we lose together. We lose. This is Hamilton's motto, but he kind of went against that motto because he's criticised the team heavily in the press. Now he's jumped straight out the car, microphone stuck underneath him. Yeah, we win and we lose together is Hamilton's motto. Right. Hamilton blasts really poor performance from Mercedes after taking P7. But we win and we lose together. The team obviously got the strategy completely wrong, but Hamilton didn't look on it all weekend. So for me, he has to take responsibility as well. A disgruntled Lewis Hamilton was left fuming at the end of a disappointing Monaco Grand Prix performance for both him and Mercedes, calling the team's Monaco performance really poor, as title rival Max took the win and the championship lead. They will look into the problems, and it's typical of Hamilton. And I can imagine that is fueling his haters. He's basically giving his haters an mission with being on the radio like he was, coming out in the interview saying that was a shocking performance by the team, but not really taking any responsibility, but just throwing the team under the bus. And like I say, that goes against we win and we lose together. Yeah, so it's a bit of a strange one. And to be very critical of the team publicly. We saw Yuki Tsunoda do that. I don't know about that. And he was very negative post interview, saying Azerbaijan's a street circuit next. That will suit Red Bull. We lost a lot of points today from a really poor performance from the team. So again, that highlights from the team, not himself. 3 places it cost us. Referring to the strategy, I don't have a reaction to it. I think we all need to do talking in the background and analyse the weekend. And then talking about Baku, he was quite negative. Baku's another street circuit, another that's very cold, very smooth circuit, so another one we will struggle at. But it's good to see we got a battle on our hands. I mean, it's not all doom and gloom. It was a terrible weekend. But like I said, there is positives. He got the fastest lap. That was the only positive. So the pace was there. It's just Monaco, and he was stuck. A bad Saturday basically turned into a bad Sunday. But yeah, to come out and criticise a team that has been so successful and given you the card to be world champion is, I think, I would openly say he should probably apologise to the team for that. I'm a Hamilton fan, but like I say, he's not immune from criticism. And I can imagine that fuels the haters because you've got him, he's not winning, he's complaining on the radio, etc., etc. And then people throw that useless argument that he only wins in the best car. So that, again, riles the haters. But yeah, he won before he got to Mercedes. I mean, he is a special talent. He will go down as a great in Formula One, but he won before Mercedes. I think people forget that. Um, yeah, you don't win a Grand Prix every single season if you haven't got a special talent. I mean, even good car, bad car, he's going to win the races, no problem. But yeah, it was a disaster weekend for Lewis Hamilton. But to be open and critical of the team goes against the motto, if we win and we lose together. I was a bit disappointed with that. I fully expect Lewis to bounce back. As we say, we've got some amazing races coming up. Paul Ricard, where he dominates. Silverstone. Hopefully fans are back behind him. And then we go on to like Hungary, another amazing track. Just getting Lewis Hamilton's tweet up here, what he posted after the race. Here we go. See what he says in his tweet, because he was very critical in the media post-race. Things could be so much worse, for sure. Things could be so much worse, for sure. Today sucked balls, but it's days like this we learn the most and grow the most. Each and every person in this team is feeling it, and will do what we always have done: unite, come back, and fight. So fight and talk, but yeah, very critical. Straight after. I mean, you can, like, it's Monaco. He's under pressure. Like, you can, like, as fans, we're not in that environment of like going around the streets, not being able to overtake, just sat there. But I think it's not right that he criticised the team so openly. I mean, you criticise Yuki Tsunoda for doing it, but he's a rookie. You would maybe expect that bit of inexperience. Hamilton's very experienced. Got to take this one on the chin, and we bounce back. There's still 18 races to go in the 2021 season. All is not lost, and we've got good races coming up that we know Lewis Hamilton will win. Silverstone, guaranteed to win round Silverstone. So, and of course it's a terrible weekend, P7 and P7 in the race, but we're only 4 points behind Max. We got the fastest lap, so of course it's a negative weekend, but there is positives. The season's not done, 4 points difference, and Red Bull and Max will have a bad race at some point, so when Max and Red Bull have their bad race, which is inevitable, it will happen at some stage, that's when Mercedes and Lewis need to capitalise. But are we going to see this at Baku? Are we going to see it at Singapore? Are Mercedes struggling on the streets again? They've had this issue in the past, struggling around these kind of tracks. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of me. Just get on with the job in hand. Yeah, I don't like that he criticised the team. That's my big gripe. Of course, criticise behind closed doors, but not openly in public. A team that have dominated the sport and won 7 constructors, 7 drivers. 6 Lewis, 1 Nico. Yeah, so it is what it is. We go to Baku, but I can imagine his haters. I mean, Lewis Hamilton is basically giving his haters an admission by complaining on the radio and criticising the team that have gave him the machine to be a 7-time champion. So he's basically giving fuel to his haters. So again, he's not helping himself in this matter. But we support Lewis through the good times, the bad times. Monaco was a horseshit weekend. But I think he's got to take responsibility. He qualified 7th, he finished 7th. Bottas qualified 3rd and should have finished 2nd. So Bottas, who, my thoughts on him, but he absolutely destroyed Lewis Hamilton at Monaco. Comment down below your thoughts. Happy to get a debate going. Would have been easy for me not to do this video, but like I say, not immune from criticism. My honest reaction as a Hamilton fan, we will bounce back.